And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit past 6:30, but I'm here as promised. And I usually don't make promises, but I am here. What's happening, y'all? Come on in. Everybody make yourself comfortable. Come on in. Find yourself a seat and make yourself at home. If I can get this camera straightened out. Hope everybody's having a beautiful day. Hope y'all having a wonderful afternoon and evening wherever you are. What's happening, Cassandra? Lakeisha. Lakeisha, I don't know what the topic is tonight yet. Latasha Eve, I see you. I just wanted to log in while I had some time. Marcia. I think it's Marcia. I think we went through the Marcia versus Marsha before, and you told me Marcia. Debbie Kearns was good. And Linda Malone, I see you from Richmond, VA. Crystal James Hall coming in, speaking to everybody. Oh, Winnie Walker got DC in the building. What's good? What's happening, Abney Renee? And Shanice from Jamaica. Antoinette Pippins was good. I think while I'm solo dolo tonight, I'm going to just take some relationship questions. And if you are available, Trip, what's good? Looking forward to Sunday, bro. Should be a blast. I'm excited. And if you're available to, Brandon Wright. Oh, Shreveport is in the building. Little Rock, Arkansas, St. Louis. Everybody, y'all coming in, boy, they throwing up their cities. What's that about? LaWanda, I see you from the NO. Damn, Boston is in the building. Tracy Love, what's good? Tammy McCall, what's happening? Hey, LaShawn Lumpkin. So, as someone pointed out, I'm not sure who it was, but there was some issue with the AfterIDoTV.com website, so I have my webmaster on it right now. Charmaine, what's good from the Bahamas? Hopefully, you guys are. The Bahamas, I don't think was hit by any of the storms. I don't think so. Am I right or wrong? Ryan Bell, what's good? You say DC here, but the real question is what high school? Somebody tell me they from DC. What up, though? Count on the D being in the building. Vicky, I see you sending the good vibes to everybody. We like that. Yeah, you know what? We're getting a whole lot of love. What's up, Jazzy Hampton? Macon, Georgia in the building. Houston in the building. Still praying for Houston. Is it Kaneda or Kaneda? Columbia, South Carolina. I am working on getting my behind completely out on the road, and I'm going to be counting on the After I Do family to help support me in my endeavor and my desire to get back out on the road doing more and more stand-up comedy. So to that end, I've offered half-price tickets to all of our folks in the New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut delegations. So if you want to come see what we do at the Mixtape Comedy Show, Gotham Comedy Club, on Sunday, this coming Sunday. Regina Buford was good. This coming Sunday, I'm offering half-price tickets. The show is usually $25. I'm offering the After I Do family tickets for $12.50. You just need to go to you need to go to Gotham Comedy Club and click on the page and look for the button that says Mixtape Comedy Show and put in the code After I Do, all one word, After I Do. What's up, Yasmin? Say from WPB. Where's WPB? West what? PB. I don't know. Help educate me. Terrence Rose was good. Some real ones in here, bro. We just asked Cass to come in with love and respect. It's all good. That's the thing I appreciate about this platform the most is that for the most part, Atlanta at some point, I'm not sure what yet when, Jazzy, but Atlanta at some point, I always got to make it through Atlanta. I just haven't been out on the road in a long time. I've still been doing stand-up. I just haven't been out on the road doing it. What's up, Stephanie Ryder? And Laquita. Laquita, what's good? So, yeah. What up, Zara? I may be doing something in Baltimore soon. I'm talking to a friend of mine's in Baltimore who's asking me to come do some stand up in Baltimore. So, Dread J. Blair, April is at work. I'm riding solo today. Oh, West Palm Beach. Got it. Lisa, I got it. I got it. I got it. Net or Nettie Kendrick, what's good? Memphis in the building. Home of the first 48. Yes, Tripster, you got it, bro. West Palm Beach. So, from the land, Cavs Nation. What up, Cleveland? And Cheryl Felzat, is that what it is? Felzat? Hey, bro, so much love and support for one another. I have so much respect for y'all. Thank you. Who said that? Oh, Tamara. Is it Tamara or Tamara? Is it Tamara or Tamara? Thank you. We appreciate the compliment. You know what? Me and April we just try to keep it in a space where, what's up, Napoleon? Miami's in the building. I see you. We have been doing this for so long that we've come to the realization that, you just want to build something that you can enjoy. Life can be long, life can be short, but whatever you're doing on this journey, you want it to be comfortable, right? Regardless of how long or short it is, you want it to be comfortable. Is it Tanara Tate? Tanara, April is at work today, sweetie. What's up, Val? Adolph, I see you. Tiffany, I see you. Both of y'all from the A. Atlanta's definitely going to get me through there sooner or later. I was just talking to the guy who owns the Atlanta Comedy Theater. Is that the name of the club down there? Not the Uptown, the other club, the Atlanta Comedy Theater. So I just bumped into him and had a conversation. So more than likely, I will definitely be through Atlanta. I'll definitely be through D.C. and or Baltimore, some combination. Detroit has got to get it. There ain't no way in the world I can get back on the road and not give it to Detroit. Aaron, I will make sure I tell April y'all said what's up. How did I know that April was the one? Okay, Tamara. Okay. How did I know that April was the one for me? How did I know she was the one for me? April just hung in there and what's up, Ennis? April hung in there and we were trying to figure it out. We dated for 5 years and then I just came to my goddamn senses. It's like, you know what? She's everything that I want in a wife. And that was the biggest thing. Is like there was a lot of stuff out there, but the thing that I kept coming back to was that the most important thing that I was looking for was a wife. Come to Cleveland. April Curtin, I think I will try to make that happen. Philly is always a good look. I got to talk to my man Touré, who has the spot in Philly. Come do his room. Chicago is always a good look. Teresa Carter was good. Shantae was good. Shantae, I was like, who's that calling me Roy that I'm going to have to tell them don't call me Roy, but it's Shantae. What up, Jennifer? So, yeah, that's how I knew April was the one, basically. I just came to my senses and realized that she was not only very compatible with me, but she was everything that I was looking for in a wife and a friend. Eventually, I fell into the friend thing. Not that we weren't friends. It's just that when we were dating, I was so distracted by other women that I wasn't able to realize the full value of what friendship represented at the time. And it's one of the things that I regret. Latrina Smith Johnson, I expect to see you on Sunday if you're in New York, if you're close enough. Gotham Comedy Club. Get them half-price tickets at the Gotham Comedy Club website for the Mixtape Comedy Shows. The Mixtape Comedy Show. Crystal Jackson, thank you so much. I love my name too. How long did you and April go without speaking? Who cracked first? We've gone for I think a day or 2 or 3 maybe without speaking, and it's gone back and forth, you know what I mean? But April usually, I can't say who cracks first. I can't remember back far enough when we used to go through that shit where we would not speak for a couple of days or try to not speak. But when you're in a relationship with someone, especially when you're living with them, you have to communicate. And so, we're both grown and mature enough to know, that you can't sit back and play these games of I'm not going to communicate, because communication is the key to all solid relationships. You got to be clear. I'm going to tell you the other thing that I learned recently. And I used to fight this, but now I'm wise enough to know the value of having a plan. The value of having a plan. Terry Hello, I was on the phone the other day and told him about this page, and y'all both are inspiration to me. He's been in there a long time. Well, Trina, blessings to you and yours, and hopeful that the situation, resolves itself and you find yourself in the company of your man, and y'all can continue to work through whatever you're building through his incarceration. Brian Walker, what's good? So I was talking about the value of having a plan. And to me, if you get in a car and you're going to take a drive across country, right? So I'm going to use the analogy of driving across country. The first thing you do is you lay out a plan for how you want to get from one coast to the other coast. Like, so let's say if you're driving from LA to New York, you're not just going to go out there and willy-nilly just step on the gas and start driving and hope that you end up in New York. You certainly are going to map out a path. You're going to consider whether you're going to consider how many rest stops you're going to make. You're going to consider who's going to drive through which areas and who's going to stay up late and so forth and so on. And it makes a huge difference. And so much like driving across country, your journey in your relationship and your marriage, like you have to have some clear understanding about where you all are trying to go together. Because if you get in a car with somebody and they say they're going to New York and you're trying to get to Texas and they're going to Northern, it makes no sense for you to get in that vehicle with them. It makes absolutely no sense. If they're going the southern route and trying to get to Texas and you're going the northern route and you're going to pass through Chicago and all of those northern cities and states, why would you get in a car with somebody who's not going the direction in the way that you're trying to go? Ashley, April is at work today right now. So Kat, what's good? So, it's absolutely imperative. I think that's the right word. It's imperative, one, that you're clear about what your plan is for yourself, your life journey. So that way, when you partner up with somebody on that journey, you both are trying to build something that makes sense for the two of you together. Right. And so that comes back to the importance of communication. And you get into these relationships and nobody has a real conversation up front. And then you start to fall into something that feels good. Right. You start to fall into something. Hold on, somebody throwing up my neighborhood. She's also like you two are for each other and your children. I'm so proud that someone from R Street. No, wow. Hey, Charlita. Yeah, that's what's up. But you get into something and it starts to feel good. You start, vibing with this person. Your spirit starts to fall in line with their spirit and start building something spiritual together. And then, you start to become intimate with this person. And I'm not even going to start on a sexual level. That's a whole other thing. But just meaning intimate on a level where you care for this person deeply and your heart starts to melt for them. And then after that, if you should fall into something that becomes sexual intimacy, and God knows how awesome that can feel, and you start to do all of these things without communicating about like what the deeper level of the journey commitment is for you. Hey, Sherelle. What the deeper level looks like, what the bigger picture looks like for the two of you, without talking about those things. And 3, 4, 5 years down the line, you're now connected to this person and you find out, oh, you want children and this person doesn't want children, or, you like sleeping with the doors to the house unlocked, and they absolutely have security issues. Like, these are things that could have been worked out, from day one. And some of these things we're so committed to that they become deal breakers for people. And so there's nothing wrong with, meeting new people, getting into relationships and trying relationships out. We should do that, right? We should try relationships out. We should date more than one person, right? If you go to buy a car, you drive one car, you want to see how that car feels. Then you're going to compare the feel of that car, the cost of that car, and everything else about that car to another car. Like, that's how you know how much you like that car or not. You have a point of reference based on some other experience in another vehicle. Now we're talking about personal relationships and building stuff with another human being. It does not hurt. It does not hurt at all to go out with more than one person. And that's not to say you have to be intimate with more than one person. Avenel Smith, you said God first. What does that mean in the context of this conversation? Just curious. What's up, Cousin Kaz? So again, you can date multiple people. Again, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be intimate with more than one person if you're dating them. Be intimate with multiple people. I know we're back. It's all good. So just because you go out with multiple people does not mean you have to be intimate with multiple people, but it also does not preclude or means you cannot be intimate with multiple people. If you're going out with 2 people, 3 people, whatever, and your choice is, as a man or a woman, that you want to be intimate with more than one of those people, I think you have a right to do that, right? But what I also know is that you should be upfront, clear, and honest, and more importantly, sexually responsible in your practice with those people, right? There seems to be this stigmatism or this taboo thing with, especially on the female side, with women being labeled for having relationships that are intimate with more than one person at a time. Again, all of this stuff comes down to personal choice. I think it also comes down to communication. I think it also comes down to being very responsible in your practice. So, again, I'm only here to help people get a better understanding based on my relationship to my wife, based on my the things that I learned when I was dating her and dating other women. Yeah, Terry, listen, I hear you. Yes, you absolutely can date one person at a time, do one thing at a time. But again, there are some people who don't choose to operate that way. But I also think that, what about handling when one changes their rather is good or bad? I also think that again, somebody made this point earlier, or at least asked about it, make the point about being able to break up amicably. Flesh has no place with God. It is flesh. God honors marriage. Okay, I can't. Flesh has no place with God. It is flesh. God honors marriage. I don't understand that. Evangelist Brown, help me out. Help me understand what you're trying to say or what you're saying. Terry said, when you get older, you can't juggle all those men and their multiple personalities. Again, those are the considerations. Thank you, Wanda McGee. Those are the considerations that you have to know what you're getting into. All people aren't built for being able to manage those kind of things. But I know this. God honors marriage. Yes. Okay. Nobody's here to question whether God honors marriage or not. I don't question that. I'm sure God does honor marriage. But I don't think God, looks down on our ability to have multiple relationships as that what we choose before we get married. Yeah, Jazzy, look, it is a whole lot of information out there. I'm trying to read these comments and respond to everybody and kind of keep the narrative clear. But I think kind of like at least staying focused on what the core of this conversation is from my side, which is if you're building a relationship, your hope is to get into something with one person eventually, long term. You don't necessarily find that person right off the bat, right? When you go to the grocery store and you're looking for the right lemon, you may grab a couple of lemons, you may smell them, you may squeeze a few before ultimately deciding on the one lemon or two lemons or let's say the one lemon you really need. So that being said, when you're trying to find the right person that you want to build a relationship with that's going to last the rest of your life, Helen Gaines, thank you very much. You don't have to, but you may end up going through some relationships with more than one person before you find the person that you end up marrying. And you may, in some cases, you may marry somebody and learn something about them later on that you just can't live with. And so you say, look, we're going to get this annulled or we're going to get a divorce. So, I mean, that's just my 2 cents worth on it since someone asked. I dated, oh my God, I can't even count the number of women that I dated before April and I got married. What's happening, Joe Leonard? And it was a lot, you know what I mean? Even before then, I will admit that I've slept with a number of women before April and I got married. I'm in an entertainment business. I was out on the road as a young stand-up comic. So, there was a lot of opportunity available to me and I took advantage of all of it, or at least most of it. And I'm not bragging in any way. It was just like, that was the experiences that I was interested in then. So ultimately, all of it led me to learn that there was greater value in my relationship with April than the stuff that was out there that eventually I had to go, all right, that's not going to hold my attention long term. Yeah, and nobody wants their time wasted, Sandy Cook. I agree. Nobody. Right. She's April. I'm reading your comment, April Coleman. She said, "Right, an older woman friend told me everyone should date at least 40 different men. Wow, that's a lot. And that's not to say that you should sleep with them all, but you should, at the very least, put yourself in the company of enough men that when you meet the side, so that you can get to a real conversation and not have the representatives kind of playing around and hemming and hawing, having half pieces of conversation and get to, the real point of the matter." Yeah, again, to Adolph's point, when somebody is the right one for you, but again, you just have to be willing to have real conversations and not let your representative lead the way. Let your honest whole self lead the way. All right. So, I mean, I think that I do want to have this conversation again, but I want to have it when April is here and can weigh in and we can kind of go back and forth, which is we always get to something a little more conclusive and I think more valuable for you all when April is here to kind of bounce some things back and forth off of, because again, I've had my own experience dating and so forth, but April certainly has had her experience dating and so forth as well. Yeah, I think people Adolph, April had a son when we started dating, and so again, some women, have real issues or have some fear about being single moms and having to go out and date and try to find a man or someone that they can build something, a marriage and a family with. It never was an issue with me for when I met April that she had a child. So for the women that have children, don't put that on yourself that you think that could be an issue for a man. And don't put up these barriers and do all of these things to kind of screw the relationship up because you're busy trying to protect something or fight or put your guard up against something that doesn't even exist. So 3 kids, not raising 2 boys and a girl and I have a son. There you go, man. These blended families can work out just fine. Again, if people are very clear about, what they're getting into, what their need is, and how these things can work for everybody. I think in a best case scenario that we can give kids a 2-parent household to grow up in, that could be a wonderful thing. In a lot of cases, kids who don't have that, who are raised by single parent moms or dads, a lot of them turn out fine as well. So I just think that we should always fight to give kids the best we can possibly give them either way. Okay. Yeah, again, that's the challenge. Who said that? Helen. The challenge is getting people to show up and be their authentic self. Everybody's so desperate to try to make something work that they don't, we're flawed people. We're flawed human beings. We come to the table with all of these things. To be a human being in the world is a complex thing, right? And nobody wants to tell somebody up front about all of their flaws and the ways that they're broken and what they went through and that they were abused and that they were raped and that they this and that they're undereducated and that they fear this and that they fear. That's a lot of heavy shit to come to the table with. And to be able to at some point open up, it takes time. And so then, again, to the point that I was making earlier, you start finding yourself falling into something and then judging how much of your baggage you can open and share with another human being to the extent that it does not scare them off. Right? Y'all get that? So I always say this is to the point that this whole thing started about communication. LaWanda, that's interesting that nobody wants to admit that they have flaws until they have to use the flaw as an excuse for bad behavior. That's powerful. That's a powerful thing, but we have to change that dynamic. We have to change that. We have to change the thing to be able to say, look, this is who I am. This is the way in which I'm broken, and let somebody make the decision about whether they want to help you heal and be a part of your healing and the rest of your journey or not. So people should have a choice. People should have the option to know who you are. Like, it's like buying a car and people not telling you, that the car was in an accident or that the transmission was changed. Right? And that's why they have a Carfax, to give you all of the information, because none of this stuff, or somebody rolling back the odometer on a car. So it really has 300,000 miles and not, 74,000 or 52,000. Like, that's a lie. And so often people come into these relationships and not sharing who they really are, right? Which is a form of a lie. If you get into a relationship with somebody and the consideration is marriage and building something long term, you should be willing to tell somebody, this is who I am, right? So that nobody gets surprised 5, 6, 7 years down the line or 10 years down the line, after marriage has been built, after family's been started, after the responsibility of kids are at stake. T. Edwards, April is still at work. Is it Keita or Keta? To your point about flaws, I mean, that's the point that I was making. I think I said that. Absolutely. Non-disclosure up front can absolutely be misleading. Okay, so Javon, he said, yes, but people are quick to say get over the past when in reality person can be over it, but it does shape their viewpoint on issues. No, absolutely. Every experience that we go through shapes our perspective, our point of view, and what we're willing to do and not do moving forward. That's the point of going through things, so that you learn, so that you're aware of what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Keita, I got it. Yep, absolutely. Let's tell people they still don't listen. Tamara, yeah, people. A lot of people. The other problem is, a lot of people play so many damn games that it really is unfair to human beings that they get in a relationship with someone who, when you make people aware of stuff and they act like they didn't hear you, and so you did your part, and then they're not doing their part to be fair to the relationship after you shared information. The world is complex enough. The universe, everything that's going on in this country, everything that's going on in our universe is complex enough, right? The relationships that we build with another human being for the sake of trying to build a long-term joining marriage and otherwise, that shouldn't be super complex. That should be like a source of happiness. It should be a place of, he said, we're here. Hey, buddy. That should be a source of comfort, a place to be able to go to. Yeah, we moved everything. Come say hello. So, I mean, y'all get it. It's not that complicated, right? I think we're all on the same page about it. Oh, all right. Sorry about that. I was trying to see if I can add somebody to the conversation, but slippery fingers McGee here, screwing up. So if y'all have more questions, I'll take a few more questions. But again, April's not here. She's still at work. So come here, Stinker. Come on. What you got? Come on. Okay, now the Myra Brooks was good. Make sure I say hello. Terry April is at work. I'll make sure I tell her hello for you. Lee Taylor said 47 and just getting into therapy. Therapy can be a good thing, a solid thing, especially if you recognize the value of it. So many people, again, it seems to be this taboo with going to therapy in the Black community, but it's just another person to go and have a conversation with to sort out your thoughts and to come up with a solution and a game plan. Hey, Jeanette, you're going to have to go back and rewatch this one. We freestyling it tonight for those who ask what's the topic. We're kind of freestyling, talking about communication and relationships and so forth. What's happening, champ? Congratulations, Wanda McGee. Yes, you got to keep building with whoever you're in a relationship with. All right, I got the grandbabies in here now. Sonia Wilson, I am excellent. Actually, come here, baby. Come say hello. Gary, fly out to head to New York tonight. I got to catch the red eye. But I did want to stop and take a minute to spend some time with y'all. Mary Martin, welcome to the conversation. Look at this little one. Come here, baby. Come here, Jolie. Say hello. Come on. Come on. She loves hanging out with me. Ugh. Ugh. Say hello. Say hi. Say hi. Wave. Jolie, say hello. Look. Okay. Aaron, Ron. You didn't catch us live. You caught me live this time because April is not here today. She's at work. This is April for the day. She's sitting in for April. Jolie. Say hi. Say hi. Hola. Ha 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 ha. Say hi, Jolie. Let's see if I can get her to say hi. What's wrong, baby? Oh my goodness. Cleveland, what's good? What's up, Yvette? About their relationship status. How do you deal with a person that is a couple of people? I like to date multiple people at the same time. You got to be willing to be upfront and clear about that. So if the person has lied to you coming into it, then I don't know why you would stick around for anything after that. Okay, let me see. I know we're freezing, but we're going to keep this short after this. Okay, wait. Taboo is going to talk to someone. What I mean is black people is. And then we're going to wrap it up because I have to finish packing and the numbers are dropping off because it's freezing up. Yeah, I get it, Julius. The interruption and the freezing is annoying at this point. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Y'all can go back. Because it's easy to be a new trend. I'm gonna wrap it up. How long will you be in New York? But I'm going to start working on it one city at a time. All right, let's wrap it up. I'm out of here because it keeps freezing. I guess I'll catch y'all the next time. All right, peace, love, relationships, love, and laughter. Make sure you tell somebody you love them, and make sure you follow me on Instagram at Royale Watkins, RoyaleWatkins. Later.